My name's Katie. Welcome to my reading nook. Today we're going to be discussing two of the most foundational elements of a story. We're going to start with a genre. Genre is basically a category. This can apply to movies, music, or books. Since we're in my reading nook today, we're going to talk about how it applies to books. The first genre is fiction. Fiction means that it's made up or not real, but it can be based on a real event or place. The first good example is dystopian fiction. The Hunger Games is a dystopian fiction novel. It's based on a future event that actually hasn't happened, but it takes place in the United States, or what was once the United States. Now, in retrospect, The Book Thief is a historical fiction novel. The Book Thief is based on a real event that's actually happened, but it uses characters to show a story that just depicts the time, but the characters and their story isn't real. Now, science fiction, such as The Giver, is based loosely off of humanity, and that's about it. Most of their stories are completely made up and are based on the creativity of the human mind. Now, fantasy fiction can be based on a real place, such as Harry Potter. Harry Potter is set in London, but they're wizards, and unfortunately, it pains me to tell you this, wizards are not real, and we are all muggles. The second genre that we're going to talk about is nonfiction. Nonfiction is the opposite of fiction. It means it's real. Most nonfiction books are real accounts of real things that have happened, such as autobiographies. They're about a real person's life. Your textbooks and academic papers are also based on real events. Nonfiction is a lot more simpler than fiction, but it's just as important. Now, the few books that we've talked about so far have something within them that make them tick, that make them the books that they are, and we call that writing style. This is how the information or the story is presented. There are four very important ones that we're going to talk about today. The first of these is expository. Expository is the most formal writing out of the four. This is based solely on fact and presents the information as it is, without bias or opinion. The second writing style is descriptive, and that's just what it is. Descriptive writing could be describing a character, describing an event, or describing a place. For example, a writer that is descriptive wouldn't say, "The cat jumped off the table." A descriptive writer would say, "The orange tabby cat leaped off the table and landed with a soft thud in the quiet room." This type of writing is easily found in poetry and in most narrative stories, which leads us to our next style. Narrative writing is basically a story. It's a story that's told from the point of view of one of the characters. Harry Potter is a great example of this, because the story is told from Harry's perspective. I really like Harry Potter. The last style of writing that we're going to talk about is persuasive. Persuasive is the way that a writer is trying to tell the reader to do something or to think a certain way. This type of writing is mainly formal, and it's based on the writer's opinion and supporting material. That's all that I have for you today. I hope that you have a better understanding of genre and writing style now. Now, I have a book to read.